Before we start, quick like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I noticed it on a Tuesday morning while making coffee. Sarah's phone was on the counter, screen up, and I watched her thumb move in a pattern I'd seen before. Swipe, tap, hold, delete. Swipe, tap, hold, delete. Over and over, methodical as a assembly line worker. "What are you doing?" I asked, pouring water into the machine. She looked up, smiled. "Just clearing out old messages. My storage is full. Every day, though. Yeah, it builds up fast." She locked her phone and slipped it into her pocket. "Work stuff mostly. Group chats are the worst." I nodded, handed her a mug, watched her leave for work 10 minutes later. That was the first time I really paid attention. But it wasn't the first time she'd done it. "I'm Marcus. I'm 36. I manage a logistics warehouse for a freight company." Sarah's 33, works in pharmaceutical sales. "We've been married 6 years, together 8. We have a nice house in the suburbs, 2 cars paid off, a dog named Rocket. On paper, we're solid. But paper doesn't show you the small things. The daily deletions. The way her phone never has message history past 3 days. The way she angles her screen away when I'm nearby, even when we're just watching TV. I mentioned it once, about a month before the coffee incident. "Why do you delete everything?" I'd asked. "I told you storage. But you have like 128 gigs. How much storage do texts take?" She'd laughed. "You'd be surprised. Plus, I don't like clutter. Digital clutter is still clutter." It sounded reasonable. Sarah was organized. Color-coded closet, labeled pantry, the works. Deleting old texts fit her personality. Except it didn't. Because when I checked my own phone, I had texts going back years. Photos, links, conversations I'd forgotten about. And my storage was fine. So why did hers need daily purges? I didn't say anything else that night. But I started watching. She deleted texts every morning with coffee. Every evening after work. Sometimes during lunch, I'd see her in the kitchen, phone in hand, that same swipe tap hold rhythm. "Who are you texting?" I asked once. "Just work people. Clients. Must be some intense conversations if you need to delete them every day." She looked at me, eyes narrowing slightly. "Are you checking up on me?" "No, I'm just curious. It's a lot of deleting." "Marcus, I don't question why you keep every email from 2015. Don't question my phone habits." She wasn't wrong. I did keep old emails. But emails aren't text messages. Emails don't disappear the second you're done reading them. That night, I did something I'm not proud of. I waited until Sarah was in the shower, picked up her phone from the nightstand, and tried to open it. Face ID didn't work. She'd changed it so my face wasn't registered anymore. I tried her passcode, the one we'd always shared. 0-8-2-4, our anniversary. Wrong passcode. I tried her birthday. Wrong. I tried Rocket's adoption date. Wrong. 3 strikes. The phone locked me out for a minute. I put it back and went to the living room before she came out. She'd changed her passcode, and she hadn't told me. The next day at work, I called my buddy Jason. He works in IT, handles data recovery and security for a mid-sized firm. "Hypothetically," I said, "if someone was deleting text messages every day, could you recover them?" "Hypothetically," Jason repeated. "This about Sarah?" "Maybe." He sighed. "Man, if you're asking me this, you already know something's wrong. I just want to know if it's possible." "It is," he said. "Texts get deleted from the interface, but they're often still in the cloud backup or the phone's storage until they're overwritten. If she's using iCloud or Google Backup, they're probably still there. How would I access them? You'd need her Apple ID and password, or access to her backup files. Or, look, Marcus, are you sure you want to go down this road?" "I need to know," I said. "Okay, then here's what you do." He walked me through it. If I could get into her iCloud account from a computer, I could download her backup files. If she had automatic backups enabled, there'd be a snapshot of her phone from before the deletions. "One problem," I said. "I don't know her passwords anymore. She changed everything." "Then you need to get creative," Jason said. "Or you need to ask yourself if this is really worth it." I thought about that for a long time. Was it worth it? Was I being paranoid? Was I violating her privacy over nothing? Then I thought about the daily deletions. The changed passcodes. The way she'd stopped letting me use her phone to check the weather or look up a restaurant. Something was wrong, and I needed to know what. That weekend, Sarah went to visit her sister 2 hours away. Said she'd be gone all day Saturday, back by evening. The second her car left the driveway, I went to our home office and opened her laptop. She'd left it on the kitchen counter charging. I'd seen her use it that morning to check her email. I opened it. No password. Just her desktop. I went to iCloud.com and tried to log in. I didn't know her password, but maybe, just maybe, she'd saved it in the browser. I clicked the password field. The browser auto-filled it. I was in. My hands were shaking as I navigated to the iCloud backup section. There were backups. Weekly backups. The most recent one was from 3 days ago. I clicked download. It took 20 minutes. When it finished, I had a file full of data. Photos, app data, messages. Everything. I opened the messages file. It was a database, unreadable without software. I called Jason. I got the backup, I said. But I can't read it. You need a viewer, he said. I'll text you a link to one. It's free, open source. Download it, and point it at the messages file. I did. 5 minutes later, I was looking at every text message Sarah had sent and received in the last 3 months. And that's when my marriage ended. The first conversation I opened was with a contact saved as Brian, work. Except the messages weren't about work. Brian, I can't stop thinking about last night. Sarah, me neither. You're incredible. Brian, when can I see you again? Sarah, Tuesday. I told Marcus I have a client dinner. I scrolled up. More messages. Weeks of them. Flirting. Planning. Explicit photos I wish I'd never seen. I opened another conversation. Another man. Saved as Tom Jim. Same thing. Different words, same meaning. A third contact. Jake, old college friend. I sat back in the chair and stared at the screen. 3 men. Maybe more. Months of conversations. All deleted daily so I'd never see them. My phone buzzed. Sarah, just finished lunch with my sister. Heading back soon. Wanting to pick up dinner? I didn't respond. I just sat there, staring at the laptop screen, trying to process what I was looking at. Then I did what I should have done first. I took screenshots. Every conversation. Every photo. Every date and timestamp. I saved them to a folder, backed it up to a USB drive, and emailed the whole thing to myself. Then I called a lawyer. Her name was Monica Preston. She specialized in divorce. Came highly recommended by a guy I knew from a previous job who'd gone through a messy split. I need to see you as soon as possible, I said when her assistant answered. We have an opening Monday morning. I'll take it. When Sarah came home that evening with Chinese takeout, I was on the couch watching a game. Hey babe, she said, setting the bags on the counter. How was your day? Fine, I said. Yours? Good. My sister says hi. We went to that new brunch place. Cool. She plated the food and brought it over. We ate in silence. She kept glancing at me. You okay? She asked. Yeah, just tired. You seem off. I'm fine. She didn't push it. We finished eating, she took a shower, and we went to bed. She fell asleep quickly. I didn't sleep at all. Monday morning, I sat across from Monica Preston in her office downtown. I handed her the USB drive. This is everything, I said. Text messages my wife deleted. She's been cheating. Multiple men. I have proof. Monica plugged in the drive and spent 15 minutes reviewing the files. Then she sat back. This is substantial, she said. Clear evidence of infidelity. Multiple affairs. How do you want to proceed? I want a divorce, I said. Fast and clean. I don't want to drag this out. Understood. Does she know you found this? No. Good. Keep it that way. Here's what we're going to do. I'll draft the papers. We'll file this week. You'll have her served at work. It's cleaner that way, avoids a scene at home. What about the house? The accounts? We'll address all of that. With this evidence, you're in a strong position. She's not going to get much sympathy from a judge. I nodded. How long does this take? 4 to 6 months if she doesn't fight. Could be longer if she does. But with this, she tapped the USB drive. She won't have much to fight with. I signed the retainer agreement and left. For the next 3 days, I acted normal. I went to work, came home, made dinner, watched TV with Sarah. She had no idea. On Wednesday, she got served. I was at work when my phone rang. Sarah. I let it go to voicemail. She called again, and again, 6 times in 10 minutes. Then a text. What the fuck is this? You're divorcing me? We need to talk. Now. I texted back. We don't need to talk. Everything you need to know is in the papers. You can't just do this without talking to me. I can. And I did. Marcus, please. Let's talk about this like adults. Adults don't cheat on their spouses. Check your deleted texts. Oh wait, you can't. I already recovered them. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then nothing. She didn't call back. That evening, I changed the locks. Monica had advised me to stay in the house, establish residency. Sarah could stay elsewhere until we figured out the separation. When Sarah came home, her key didn't work. She pounded on the door. I opened it, but didn't let her in. "What are you doing?" she demanded. "You can stay at a hotel," I said. "Or with one of your boyfriends. I don't care which. You can't lock me out of my own house." "It's my house," I corrected. "I bought it before we got married. You're welcome to discuss ownership with your lawyer." "I don't have a lawyer." "Then you should get one." She stared at me, eyes wide with disbelief. "You're serious? You're really doing this?" "I'm really doing this." "Over what?" "Because I deleted some texts." "Because you cheated," I said flatly. "With Brian. And Tom. And Jake. And whoever else I didn't find. You deleted texts every day to hide it. But I recovered them. I have everything, Sarah. Every message. Every photo. Every lie." Her face went pale. "You went through my phone. I went through your cloud backup. And I'm glad I did." "That's illegal." "No, it's not. We're married. Shared property. Check with your lawyer when you hire one." She tried a different approach. "Marcus, please. Let me explain." "There's nothing to explain. You cheated. Multiple times. Multiple men. I'm done. I made a mistake. You made dozens of mistakes. Every single day for months. That's not a mistake. That's a choice." Tears formed in her eyes. "I love you." "No, you don't," I said. "And I don't love you either. Not anymore." I closed the door. She banged on it for a while, shouting, crying, threatening. Eventually, she left. I went to the kitchen, poured a drink, and sat in the quiet. My phone buzzed. "Jason." Heard through the grapevine. "You okay?" "I will be." "Need anything?" "No. Thanks though." The next few weeks were a blur. Sarah hired a lawyer. They tried to fight. Claimed I'd violated her privacy. Monica shut that down with case law showing spousal access to shared digital property wasn't illegal. They tried to claim the affairs were exaggerated. Monica presented the screenshots, the timestamps, the explicit messages. That argument died quickly. They tried to go for the house. Monica showed that I'd purchased it 2 years before marriage, paid the mortgage solo, and Sarah's name wasn't on the deed. Sarah tried to reach me directly. Calls, texts, emails. I ignored all of it. She showed up at my work once. Security escorted her out. She tried to turn mutual friends against me. Some believed her version. Most didn't. The ones who mattered asked for my side, and I told them. Short version. She cheated. I found proof. I filed. The ones who stayed friends with her weren't my friends to begin with. 3 months into the process, Sarah's lawyer reached out to Monica with a settlement offer. "She's willing to walk away," Monica said during a call. "No fight on the house. She keeps her car and her personal accounts. She wants a small payout for her contributions to household expenses. $10,000. What do you think?" I asked. "I think you should take it. We could fight and probably get it lower, but it'll cost you more in legal fees and time. 10 grand to be done? That's a win." "Do it," I said. 2 weeks later, we signed the agreement. I wrote her a check for $10,000. She signed the papers. And just like that, it was over. I didn't see her at the signing. We did it separately. Monica handed me the final decree on a Friday afternoon. "You're officially divorced," she said. "Congratulations." "Thanks," I said. It felt strange. Not happy. Not sad. Just done. That weekend, I repainted the bedroom. Bought new sheets. Threw out anything that reminded me of her. Photos, clothes she'd left, a coffee mug with her name on it. All of it went in the trash. On Sunday, I took Rocket to the park. We walked the trails for 2 hours. He chased squirrels. I breathed fresh air and felt lighter than I had in months. When we got home, there was an envelope taped to the door. Inside was a handwritten letter from Sarah. "Marcus, I know you probably won't read this, but I need to say it anyway. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean much now, but it's true. I messed up. I got caught up in something I shouldn't have, and I ruined the best thing I ever had. You deserve better. I hope someday you can forgive me. Not for my sake. For yours. Holding on to anger will only hurt you. I've moved on. I'm seeing someone now. It's different this time. Healthier. I've learned a lot about myself through therapy, and I'm working on being better. I hope you find happiness. You deserve it. Sarah." I read it once. Then I tore it up and threw it away. She was right about one thing. I did deserve better. 6 months later, I met someone. Her name was Nicole. She was a project manager for a construction firm. We met at a work conference. hit it off over terrible coffee, and shared complaints about vendor delays. We took it slow. Dinners, movies, hikes with Rocket, who loved her immediately. One night, about 2 months in, we were at her place watching a cooking show when she asked, "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Do you ever check my phone?" I looked at her. "No." "What?" "Just curious. My ex used to go through my stuff all the time. I hated it." "I'm not your ex," I said. "And I'm not interested in monitoring you. If I can't trust you, I shouldn't be dating you." She smiled. "Good answer." That said, I added, "If you start deleting texts every day, I'm going to ask questions." She laughed. "Deal. I don't delete anything. I'm a digital hoarder." "Me too," I said. She leaned over and kissed me. "I'm glad we found each other." "Me too." A year later, Nicole moved in. We split everything 50-50. Rent, groceries, utilities. She had her own bank account. I had mine. We had a shared one for household stuff. She didn't hide her phone. I didn't hide mine. We had each other's passcodes, not because we checked, but because it was easier when someone needed to look up directions or answer a call. It was normal, the way it should have been all along. One night, lying in bed, Nicole asked, "Do you ever think about her?" "Sometimes," I admitted. "Not because I miss her, but because I think about how long I ignored the signs." "What signs?" "The daily deletions. The changed passwords. The way she'd angle her phone away from me. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't want to believe it." Nicole was quiet for a moment. "You believed it when it mattered. That's what counts. I guess. And you didn't let it break you. You moved on. You built something better." She was right. I had. These days, I don't worry about deleted texts. I don't check cloud backups. I don't second-guess my partner. If someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. No amount of monitoring will stop them. But if they're not, you shouldn't need to monitor them in the first place. Sarah deleted her texts daily because she was hiding something. When I recovered them, I found exactly what I expected. And when I did, I ended it. No drama. No drawn-out fights. Just a clean break and a fresh start. I heard through a mutual acquaintance that Sarah's healthy relationship didn't last. Apparently, she got caught doing the same thing to the new guy. Some people don't change. They just find new victims. But that's not my problem anymore. I've got a partner who doesn't delete her texts. A dog who loves us both. A house that feels like home again. And a life where I don't have to play detective just to know where I stand. That's not just better. That's what I deserved all along. Sarah deleted her texts daily. So I recovered them. And I ended our marriage. Best decision I ever made.